Here we are halfway through the month of October 2011. You can see the record high set back in 1920 with 88 degrees and the record low 25 degrees set back in 1976. Outside right now we have thermometers generally in the low 60s. Winds are whistling out of the west and southwest. It's a monster upper level low. Maybe we can show that to you on a couple of the other maps, but very tight pressure gradient, very low pressures up over Quebec and Ontario, and relatively high pressures to the south, giving us a strong pressure gradient, which is the primary force for the winds that we have outside right now. You can see there are some clouds and a little bit of light rain. It's moving into a drier air mass. There is a possibility it could be a sprinkle or two late tonight, early tomorrow, but probably Tuesday's going to squeak out and be a pretty good day. There's your temperature map. You can see the large contrast. We've got 80s and almost 90 degrees down here in the south. Meanwhile, up in the north, pretty cold with the temperatures right now only in the 40s and 50s. And yes, that air mass wants to come into the area. Notice the purple out here. This is frost advisories of one sort or another. We will probably be issuing some frost advisories for Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. No watches or warnings in the immediate area. We go to the wide view of the satellite and radar. The big low is up here with all the clouds associated with it. And then we have high pressure here, so we're getting a very strong wind out of the west and southwest. You got something down here and you say, well, who cares about what's happening in Florida? That puppy is going to move in our direction. We've got a strong upper level disturbance, which will be dropping down in the upper levels of the atmosphere, dropping down into the Ohio Valley. And then we have a pre-existing low pressure circulation with the rain. There's already rain with it, associated with it. Tallahassee area and just to the west might be looking at some pretty heavy rain around this time tomorrow. Now watch what happens with the predictor. It takes this system and wraps it up and actually moves it west. And when you see anytime you see a system that actually tracks to the west of north, it usually indicates that there's a strong, monster, huge, gyre, upper-level disturbance, which is kind of capturing it, as they used to say in the literature years ago. And notice here's Wednesday, and it's a sloppy, nasty mess with the winds generally out of the east. And then as the low gets to the north of our area, we get generally sloppy, nasty weather. But this time the winds will be coming from the west. And then we move that puppy on out, get out of there, and we get high pressure, which builds over the Mississippi Valley. The pressure gradient drops, the wind speeds drop, the skies clear out, and yes, we could be looking at a little bit of frost. Pushing even into the weekend. The weekend's looking pretty good. Well, here's your 7-day forecast. You can see the numbers. Tomorrow, we're going to try to keep it up into the low 60s, but tomorrow may turn out to be the warmest day over the next 7. 63 is the warmest you can do over the next 7. Yeah, well, that's what we got. And then we're going to put the frost word in here. It's possible it could be patchy light frost Friday morning, definitely Saturday, and maybe even Sunday. But we get very nice weather as we go through the weekend. We just have to deal with this mess here Wednesday and Thursday primarily. And yes, not going to be very warm. We got a high of 49 on Thursday. That's our high temperature.